Hi, and welcome to the first ever pre-recorded parent and child partner yoga class. A few things before you start. So in a minute you will see some important information come up on your screen. Please pause it and take a minute just to read through to make sure that the environment and everything is set up as safely as possible for you and your child. Towards the end of the sequence, there will be poses which involve lifting your child off of the ground. I've set it up so that the video will play the sequence twice, so that you have the opportunity to watch and listen to the instructions carefully, and then it will run through it again so that you can then follow along as you feel more comfortable. If you have any comments or feedback at the end, I would really appreciate that you get in touch through email or contact me directly on Facebook. Thanks very much. Hope to see you all soon. Bye.
Hi, today we're going to adventure in the jungle today.
Right, I'm very excited. What do you think we might see there?
Lions.
Lions. What else?
Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Uh-uh.
I do love monkeys. Right, so what do you think? How would be the best way to get to the jungle? Shall we walk?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to walk to the jungle?
Yeah.
It's really far.
I know what we could do.
What?
We could go in the car to get to the
We
jungle.
can go in the car. Good idea. Adults, come to sit on the floor with your legs outstretched. Child, sit on the adult's knee with your legs also stretched out in front of you. So children, you are going to be driving the car. Adults, you are the car, so you must go in the direction the child says. Drivers, you're going to tell the car whether to go left, right, uphill or downhill. Okay.
Seatbelt.
Do you want to drive?
Yeah.
Put your seatbelt on. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go, drive.
Beep, beep.
Adults, if your child tells you to go left, lean over towards the left. If they tell you to go right, lean right. If they ask you to go uphill, then you would slowly lean backwards. And if they ask you to go downhill, then fold forwards. So it looks like the road's getting a little narrow for this Jeep. We're going to have to switch to our dirt bikes. Kids, come and sit in front of the adult, facing away from them with your legs crossed in front of you. Adults, place your feet carefully on either side of the child's back. Kids, reach back with your hands and take hold of the adult's hands. Adults, you're going to steer the motorbike by gently leaning over to the right and the left. You can also go up and downhill by gently pushing into the child's back with your feet to go downhill and slowly leaning backwards to go uphill. We've finally made it to the edge of the jungle. We just need to cross this massive river first before we can go and see what magical creatures lie inside. Both partners are going to come lie face down on the mat with their arms outstretched. Raise one hand up into the air and snap it down, clapping your hands together. You're then going to repeat that process on the other side. So raising the other hand up into the air and snapping it down, clapping your hands together. Now that we've finally escaped the crocodile, we're going to stop for a minute to catch our breath and do some stretches before we row across the river. Sit cross-legged facing your partner, holding both of their hands. Take a nice deep breath in and stretch up, and as you breathe out, drop your chin to your chest. Repeat this a few more times. We're now going to come into a twist. To come into the twist, bring your left hand to your partner's left knee, bring your right hand behind your back and twist to look over your right shoulder. Hold it there and breathe deeply. Slowly come back round to the centre, release your hands, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring your right hand to your partner's right knee, bring your left hand behind you and twist to look over your left shoulder. Hold it there and breathe deeply. And slowly return back to centre, releasing your hands. We're now going to come into partner boat pose so that we can sail across the river into the jungle. So bring yourself so that you're soul to soul with your partner. You might have to move back slightly to allow you to do this. Then take your partner's hands and lean back until your arms are straight. Lift one leg into the air and then place it back down. Then do this with the other side. And then if you feel comfortable, lean back and try to lift both legs up into the air at the same time. Hold it there and breathe deeply. If you feel you can let go with one arm and then bring the hand back and then release the other hand, bring it back, and then if you feel you can go a little further, you can let go with both hands and keep your legs in the air. Now that we're on the boat, one partner is going to sit with their legs crossed and the other partner is going to sit with their legs outstretched with their feet against the partner's crossed legs. Reach forward and grab hold of your partner's hand, and then gently one partner is going to lean back, pulling the other partner forward. Then the other partner will gently lean back, pulling the other partner forward. And do this slowly, listening to your partner and feeling any resistance. Make sure you stop if your partner tells you. You're now going to swap over so that one partner has their legs crossed and the other partner's legs are outstretched, so the opposite partner from before. Again, listen carefully to your partner if they ask you to stop or not to lean back so far. Make sure you listen.
Yeah, we can climb that like a monkey.
Let's be a
To come into tree pose, stand side by side with your partner facing the same direction. Put your arm on your partner's waist or shoulder depending on where you can comfortably reach. Transfer your weight to the leg that's closest to your partner and then lift your other leg off the floor, positioning it on your ankle, your calf or your thigh. If you feel stable, you can release your other hand up into the air and hold it there, breathing deeply. Slowly release your leg down and then you're going to swap sides with your partner, so you're standing on the opposite side and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So again, transfer your weight to the inside leg and then lift your other leg up onto your ankle, your calf or your thigh. Never place your foot over your knee joint as this will put pressure on the joint. If you feel stable, you can lift your free arm up into the air. Slowly release your leg and you can give your legs a shake out. We're now going to come into frog pose. So stand with your feet hip width apart and your toes pointing at 10 and 2 direction. Slowly start to bend into your knees and come down as far as you comfortably can. If you'd like to add in some froggy leaps, press into the ground with your hands and kick your feet up into the air. We've just spotted a little caterpillar crawling along a leaf. Come on down to the floor, lying on your belly. Place your hands by your sides with your palms facing up. And then you're going to just try to raise your arms up behind you slightly. If that feels comfortable, then you can start to lift up your legs and your head and just wriggle around from side to side, being a little caterpillar. A chrysalis starts to form around the caterpillar. It looks like it's starting to get ready to make its journey from caterpillar to butterfly. Bring your hands down onto the floor and push into them to come up onto your hands and knees, then come down onto the floor into a little ball to create the chrysalis. We're now ready to emerge as beautiful butterflies. Come to sit on the floor with your knees bent and the soles of your feet touching. Bring your hands down onto your feet and then lower your knees down towards the ground. Then raise and lower them like you're flapping the wings of your butterfly. The butterfly is going to have a little rest now, so slowly start to drop your head down towards your feet. Hold it there and breathe deeply. Slowly start to raise your head back up and then release your leg. Look up and see a little spider in the trees building a web. Adults come to sit on the floor with your legs apart. Children sit on the floor in between the adult's legs. Both partners raise your arms up into the air and lean back and then raise your legs up into the air. Move your arms and legs around as if you're walking like a little spider. We look up a little higher into the tree and notice a monkey swinging from the branches. Stand facing your partner and hold each other's hands. Make sure you've got a really good grip. Kids, you're going to start to walk up your adult's legs. Adults, you need to bend into your knees and lean back. Kids, walk up as far as you can, and then when you get to the upside down position, hang there for as long as you comfortably can. To come out, you can simply flip over. Adults, as the child does this, you will need to move your hands down and forward slightly so that they don't hurt their shoulders. To come into tiger pose, adults come onto your knees, making sure that your legs are about hip width apart. Then lower your bottom down towards your heels and your head down towards the floor. Kids, you're going to climb up onto the adult's back, so making sure that your knees are just above their hips. Bring your hands onto your adult's shoulders and hold on tight. Adults, you might want to bring your hands to the child's legs for extra support. And then if you feel stable, slowly start to lift yourself up onto your knees. At this point, you're welcome to make some tiger sound effects. Then slowly lower yourself back down to the ground.
You look up to see an eagle flying in the sky above the trees. It starts to swoop down low. Adults come onto your back with your knees bent. Children come to lie on the adult's shins. Take a hold of their hands and start to lift your legs up into the air to come into low flying eagle. Adults slowly start to bend back into your knees to lower your child back to the floor. The eagle then starts to fly higher back up into the sky. So we're now going to come into high flying eagle. However, if you prefer, you can repeat low flying eagle again. So to come into high flying eagle, bring your feet to your child's hips. And then slowly start to lift them up into the air. Make sure that your arms are straight, and children, make sure your arms are straight too. You come down, slowly bend into your knees, and children lower your feet back to the ground. You come to a rocky stream. We're going to cross over the rocks to get to the other side. Come to lie on your back with your feet touching your partner's feet. To run across the rocks, we're going to bend and straighten into one leg and another at a time. We're going to come into rock pose now, so adults, come down onto your knees and bring your forehead down to the mat.
Kids, climb up onto the adult's back, placing your knees just above their hips, just like you did in the tiger pose. And then lower your head down onto your adult's back. Relax there and take nice deep breaths. When you're ready to come out, push up with your hands and bring your legs down onto the floor. You spot a sloth relaxing in the trees. Adults, come down to lie on your back. Children, manoeuvre yourself round so that your feet are either side of your adult's head, facing away from them. Adults, lift your legs up into the air. Children, reach back to take a hold of the adult's legs and slowly lower your body back onto the legs. Let your head relax in between the adult's feet. Adults, take a hold of the child's ankles and then slowly start to lift their legs up into the air,
whilst at the same time bending into your knees to bring them into a more horizontal position. And kids, just let your arms hang down by the sides. To come out of the posture, adults start to bend into your elbows and lower the child's feet towards the floor. At the same time, start to lift your legs back up into the air to support their back as you go. It's been a long day in our jungle adventure. We've seen loads of amazing animals, but now it's time to get our tent organised and rest for the night before seeing more brilliant things tomorrow. So either come to lie side by side holding hands, or children, you can lie on top of the adult. Let your eyes softly close. Take 3 deep breaths in, feeling your belly rise and fall as the air comes in and out. Kids, if you're lying on top of your adult, you might even be able to hear their heart beating in their chests. As the sun starts to rise, you slowly start to wake up. Give your fingers and toes a little wiggle and start to move into a seated position. And give each other a little hug before standing up.